Well, hello my dears, and welcome back to my channel. Today's reading is going to be on the Delphi murders of Abby Williams and Libby German, who were murdered back in 2017 by a still unknown person. So today, we are going to be asking these tarot cards what kind of information they can give us about the person who committed this crime. Now please remember folks, these readings, they are of course alleged, and they are for entertainment purposes only. I don't know the family, I'm not associated with the police. I'm just going to read the cards. And also, if you haven't already, please remember to hit the subscribe button down at the bottom. I would like to thank everyone out there who suggested this reading. You guys, all of you, you have been amazing with the requests, the suggestions. I really appreciate it. And I'm more than happy to do them. If you're curious, there is a list down below in the description. I keep updating it as the requests come in. It is long. I have no idea when I'm going to get to half of them. We're looking at months at this point, but keep them coming. I'll keep adding to the list, and it may be a while, but eventually I will get to them. So, with all that being said, let's get started. Okay, to start off, I was just looking for some basic information on this unknown killer. So what I'm getting is the Three of Wands upright and the Hermit upright. So Three of Wands is about growth, expansion, looking ahead. The Hermit is about being isolated, like locking yourself away in order to contemplate something. To me, this is showing a person who would like to be out doing things, or would like to be out getting more victims, or wants to expand in some way. But maybe feeling like they can't do that, or that would be dangerous for right now with this Hermit coming in upright. This shows me that they're kind of hiding themselves away right now. They'd like to be out there doing stuff, but I don't feel like they feel comfortable doing that. So it could be that the police are closing in on them, or that they're on the suspect list, or that they're just behaving in a cautious manner at this moment. Okay, this looks to be less about the police and more about some financial issue that they're going through right now. It could also point to something being wrong physically. The Pentacles, they're sometimes about the physical body. But we're getting the Nine of Coins in reverse, or the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, and the Nine of Swords upright. So, Nine of Swords upright, that's about anxiety, it's about sleepless nights, a lot of worry. And Nine of Coins in reverse is about somebody who's living beyond their means. So to me, this is somebody who's overspending and is having some anxiety about that, about meeting the basic needs possibly. And then we're getting the Moon coming up in reverse and the Three of Coins coming up in reverse. So Moon in reverse, that's about revealing of secrets. So there could be some secret in this person's life that they're afraid is going to come out. And I don't know if that's related to this case or if it's related to, like I was talking about, these money problems. But there is something they want to keep hidden, but I mean, there's something we all want to keep hidden, so I'm not sure that's saying much. Three of Coins in reverse. This is about like lack of teamwork, or working on a group project and there being conflict between you. So, to me, this looks like personal stuff that isn't really related to the case. This looks like more like business, financial issues, possibly conflict with like business partners. But I'll keep pulling. When I first pulled that Three of Wands, I kept thinking about like if there was more than one person involved in this, but I'm really not sure. It's interesting that I keep pulling threes though, so let me pull some more cards and see what else I can get. Okay, this to me feels like somebody who's trying to maintain control over something. This is talking about what happened in the past that's leading up to these current problems. So we're getting the Tower in reverse, which is about like narrowly avoiding a disaster, or it's about a slow-moving disaster. Hierophant in reverse, which is about being like rebellious, going up against big institutions, or about like lacking support or acting in a subversive manner. And then the Emperor is like a fatherly figure. It's about also maintaining some sort of control. So to me, this feels like somebody who just like narrowly avoided some disaster, which once again, not sure this has given us much information about this person. This feels like a lot of us. Then we're getting the Queen of Swords coming in, which is like somebody that speaks their truth. Think of like, it's be like a district attorney kind of person. Somebody who's very mentally sharp, could be somebody who advocates for people, somebody who has a strong sense of morality. So it feels like this person comes along, and this person kind of ruins this person's plans, whatever was going on in their life. because the Six of Wands in reverse is about not getting a victory. And then we're getting the Ten of Swords in reverse, which is about letting go of some sort of a disaster. Or like moving on after some sort of a collapse, like moving on after this Tower moment. Whatever this was, I think it caused some conflict in the family. We're getting the Ten of Cups in reverse, which is about an unhappy family situation. Or about like shattered dreams. Then we've got our killer who's feeling like a victim of circumstance. They're hoping that people will be kind of naive. So it's like, I feel like they're hoping they'll be able to like pull the wool over somebody's eyes in regards to this situation. Once again, I feel like this doesn't feel like the murder to me. This feels like some sort of a financial or a business issue. I'm not sure why this is coming up when I'm asking about this killer, like why this is relevant to the people watching this, but this is the information that wanted to come out. I'm going to pull again specifically for the murders to see if we can get more information about this killer in relation to that, but this is what wanted to come out, so we're just going to go with it. Yeah, I think they're afraid of being caught in some sort of a lie. This King of Swords in reverse, it's somebody who's not a very good person. It's the opposite of that Queen of Swords character. It's somebody who's very manipulative, still very good with their words, but they use them for selfish purposes and not in a very moral kind of way. And I feel like this person, in regards to this situation, they have what they need to like come out on top, because we're getting the Magician upright, which is about somebody who has all the tools and the resources that they need to get some tasks done. It's somebody who's able to adapt to their circumstances. So that was strange. I'm not sure how much that helped. I feel like that information, it could apply to a bajillion people. So I'm going to pull more information in regards to the murders. Okay, so information that may be helpful about the murders. We're getting Temperance in reverse, which is about things being out of balance. It's about excess. I'm also getting two people, like maybe only one girl was supposed to be there that day, and then there wound up being two, so that may have been unexpected. I'm getting the Chariot upright, which is about forward movement. It's about direction. It also can represent a vehicle, such as a car. And then I'm getting the Ten of Swords coming in upright, which there are two Ten of Swords in this deck. This one is about having wisdom or knowledge of some kind. So, I mean, it could be some kind of knowledge in relationship to a car, or it could literally point to, like, you're going in the right direction, like you're on the right track. Now, I don't know who, like, you is, because I feel like there's probably multiple different tracks. So I don't know if that's pointing to, like, Websooths or the police, or someone in particular who's watching this, who that resonates with, but it feels like somebody's on the right track, or that there's some knowledge about a car that's important. It could be somebody in the public has a knowledge about a vehicle that could be important to the case. Whatever it is, I feel like it's known. Like, I feel like the police are aware of it. It doesn't feel like this is a secret to me. Okay, I don't know why, but we're getting the Tower upright, and we're getting the Eight of Swords in reverse. Tower, like I said, this is about a disaster. Eight of Swords in reverse is about someone getting their freedom, or like no longer feeling like a victim of circumstance. So I feel like there was some sort of a disaster up here in relation to, I'm still getting it's about a vehicle. So there's some sort of disaster in relation to a vehicle, like maybe a search warrant wasn't executed properly, or maybe the vehicle got sold or destroyed, or I'm not sure exactly what that's referring to, but it's making me think of like evidence lost or something that wasn't done properly. That's like, you know, it could also be, because usually when the victim of circumstance card comes up upright, it's pointing me to somebody who was wrongfully accused. So I wonder if it's somebody who was wrongfully accused that like diverted attention away from something that was important in regards to this vehicle, and that led to this disaster, like time being lost, evidence being destroyed. Like time being spent on somebody who was a suspect but who really had nothing to do with it, and now that person has possibly been cleared. I need to draw some more cards. I can see this going in multiple different ways. I feel like the case is starting to heat up again. Four of Cups in reverse is about letting go of apathy, so it's like there was this long period of time where there was no new information on the case, no new leads to follow, case went cold. Now I feel like things are starting to heat up again. Yeah, the World coming in upright is pointing to the ending of a cycle. So it could be, it could be pointing to hopefully this case is about to be solved, or just somebody thinks it's about to be solved. Like it could be information has been released and people are like, this cycle is about to end, we're about to get answers. And then we're getting the Hermit in reverse, which says that not in reverse, the Hermit upright, which means I think there are things going on behind closed doors that the public is not privy to. Obviously, that's what behind closed doors means. I swear, why do I even speak? But anyway, the Hermit, it's about isolation, like going into isolation to contemplate the situation or to hopefully shine a light on the situation. So I feel like the police, they are actively working this case for sure. And I don't know if this world card, there's actually going to be progress, there's going to be an end to this, or if this is just like a hope that people working this case have. Oh yeah, somebody's really working hard on this case. We're getting the King of Swords coming in upright. This is a very moral character. It's like the Queen of Swords from earlier. Somebody who's searching for the truth. This could be an investigator. It could be an attorney. It's somebody involved with the case. And then we got the Three of Pentacles coming up, which is about like a group effort, like hard work. So to me, it's different agencies like coming together, being very organized, and working to the resolution of this case. I feel like, I don't know who these people are. I feel like this is still people working on the case. Because Seven of Pentacles coming in upright. It's about like putting in the effort. Nine of Swords is about anxiety, worry. Ten of Cups in reverse is about like domestic disharmony. It's the unhappy family. So this feels like people working very hard on the case, having lots of anxiety about it. And like, I wonder if some of like the investigators involved with the case, I wonder if their families broke up because of this. You know, like spending too much time at work, having your husband or your wife leave you or something like that. Because this to me isn't referring to the killer. I keep looking for information on the case, but the cards keep going to go elsewhere, so what you gonna do? Okay, I feel like prior to committing these crimes, I think our perpetrator had done other criminal acts, probably ones that involve children. Because we're getting the Justice card coming up in reverse, and that's making me think this person has escaped justice in the past. It could be in regards to this crime, having been, about 5 years now, and having still not been brought to justice, but this is pointing to other possibly similar crimes that this person also committed and was never caught, or there was never enough evidence to convict them. Then we're getting Death in reverse, which is about inability to change. So I feel like this is like repeated behavior. So repeated crimes involving children is what I'm seeing. And then Five of Swords in reverse is like not wanting to fight. Or excuse me, a Five of Wands in reverse is about like avoiding a fight. I wonder if like this could be a person who the police were like hot on their trail, or they were about to be indicted or something, or they were under investigation and they fled, because we're getting the Fool coming in upright, which is about starting a new journey of some kind. And then we're getting the King of Wands in reverse, which is somebody who is like impulsive, aggressive, someone who has unreachable expectations. So I wonder if to like avoid some sort of a fight, like a court fight, this person fled. It could be that they were under investigation for these murders and they fled, but I really can't tell like what it is that they were trying to get away from. I just see them starting something new to try and avoid something, like try to avoid the justice system. It could just point to like trying to turn over a new leaf, like trying to look like a good person, but not really being able to hide your true nature. It could point to several different things, but that's the gist of what I'm getting. Yeah, we've got the Hierophant coming up in reverse. Upright, it's typically about big institutions, government, police, hospitals. In reverse, it's about like being rebellious, going against big institutions. It also comes up for me when someone's like has avoided the police or avoided prosecution, avoided the court system, something like that. So to me, this is once again pointing to him avoiding justice. And then these next two cards, the Two of Pentacles coming in upright and the Lovers upright. This looks to me like the actual murder itself. So Two of Pentacles, it's typically an equal, even exchange, or about keeping things in balance if you're having a really busy life, like going to work, picking up the kids from school, going to dentist appointments, doing a good job of juggling everything. But Pentacles also show up for the actual physical body. So Two of Pentacles, it's literally speaking to like the two girls, two physical bodies, all of a sudden crossing this killer's path because I feel like they should be in prison, but they're not. Instead, theirs and Abby's and Libby's paths are able to intersect. And then we're getting the Lovers coming in upright, which is about choice. To me, it's the choice to move forward. Like I said, they expected to have one girl. They wound up with two. They had to make a choice. They're like, okay, well, we'll take both of them. That kind of a thing. I'm also, the imagery on this card, it's just making me think of the woods, like where the girls were found. So yeah, I feel like escaping justice at some point in life put them in a position to commit these murders, unfortunately. Okay, then we're getting the Seven of Cups in reverse. This was a fantasy for them, something they had been imagining for a long time, had wanted to do for a long time, possibly have done before, but yeah, this is living out a fantasy. It can also point to trying to create some sort of a diversion or trying to create confusion. That could be pointing back to what I was talking about with the vehicle up here and that tower and that victim of circumstance. It could point to somebody like trying to point fingers, trying to divert the police's attention to another suspect, or it could point to, I just had like taking steps to like conceal one's identity, which once again, I feel that's not very revelatory. Most killers are going to go and try to conceal their identity, so not sure that's given us much, but I'll take it. Okay, we're getting some more. I think the Nine of Pentacles, it came up earlier, right? I think it did. So I'm still feeling this person is not very well off. They're having financial issues. I feel like that's pointing both to the past and to now. It's just like ongoing financial issues, it feels like. And I think it's related to them with the Knight of Wands in reverse. It's related to them being like aggressive, impulsive. I'm getting a lot of like impulsiveness and a good deal of aggression with these wands coming up in reverse. I also just heard like sexual aggression in my head, so it could point to possible domestic violence. It could be that former girlfriends have brought charges or had a bad experience, or it could point to more of this, what I was talking about earlier, with them escaping justice for some crime in the past. But yeah, I feel like once again, this could probably point to a lot of suspects, because I know that suspect list is long. I looked it up in Wikipedia and it's got like a bajillion people on it, and they all look like decent suspects, so. And they all share a lot of the same characteristics. I'm getting the Star card upright, which is about like having hope, having faith in the universe. I can hear this person like asking the universe for help to like conceal their identity. It's almost like this person is praying, or not quite pleading, but just like asking the universe for help, for guidance, because they don't want to get caught. That's gross. And then we're getting the High Priestess upright, which is about like the unconscious, or listening to your inner voice or some divine truth. To me, it points to a couple of different things. It points to like this person being afraid that somebody's going to be able to see right through them, or that somebody's going to discover the truth. I'm also getting a feeling of rejection, like having the universe reject their pleas. That may just be a hope on my part, but that's the feeling that I'm getting. But that might be personal. But still, I feel like they're afraid of the truth coming out, which, duh. I mean, of course they are. Okay, then we're getting the Ten of Cups in reverse. So somebody here is having a fleeting sense of success, or a false sense of success. I can't tell if that's coming from our perpetrator or if it's coming from the investigation. What I was talking about earlier, about me feeling like people were working behind the scenes, hoping to bring a close to this. Because then we're getting the Eight of Wands coming in upright, which is about things moving very quickly, and the Page of Pentacles, which is like an ambitious, hardworking young person. To me, that could point to like an investigator or a district attorney or something like that. So it could point to like the investigators feeling like they're about to close this case. Things are going great, but then there's that fleeting sense of success. I can't tell if this is in the past or if it's in the future or the present, or I'm not entirely sure about this, but I'm getting like a fleeting sense of success, and then I'm getting things picking up very rapidly, somebody new showing up. This new person, they have a difficult choice to make with Two of Swords in reverse, Nine of Wands coming in upright, which is about like resilience, about taking your last stand. And then in regards to our killer specifically, we're getting the Emperor in reverse, which is about lack of control being out of control. So it could point to this person not having any control over the situation anymore. Or it could just point to them literally acting in an out of control way. So this could be somebody who's like screaming at like clerks for not getting the order right. Or who is like walking around acting like a tyrant of some kind. So I'd say the outcome is still up in the air. I do see people working very hard on the case, but I'd say it's still up in the air what the outcome is going to be. As the future often is. Okay, and I was just asking if there were any like final messages, hints of how this person might be identified or how this case is going. So we're getting this Marie Masquerade card, which is about glamour, intrigue, drama. It's basically about somebody like hiding their identity. So once again, points to just somebody hiding who they truly are, which for a serial killer, not very revelatory. There could be more to it than that. I don't know the case well enough to say, but something about somebody like wearing a mask. I'm also getting, it's almost like undercover work, or somebody trying to like get close to this person, like kind of buddy up to them. Because this card, it's also about somebody who's like wearing a mask, who like needs a friend, needs a confidant. It's almost like somebody trying to be this person's confidant and hoping that they spill their secrets. Or maybe there is somebody who's been this person's confidant. Maybe there's somebody they told their secrets to. I'm not sure, but that's what that's pointing to. And then we're getting this Angel of Time, which says working too hard. This to me is pointing to the investigators again. I feel like they're overworking themselves, which, you know what they say, you can't help others until you help yourself. So that's just like saying that people need to take care of themselves in order to stay focused, to not make stupid mistakes. And then we're getting the Sea Beacon Fairy, which is about guidance, it says, but where will it lead you? So this could point to some sort of, like I was talking earlier, about a diversion, somebody trying to point this case in the wrong direction. I'm still getting the sense that, I don't know if it was this suspect in particular, but I feel like some bad evidence came in at some point, which, I mean, they followed 10 million leads, so they weren't all good, right? But I feel like this was a lead that they worked really hard that turned out to be nothing, or a lead that they are working right now that's going to turn out to be bunk. Because, yeah, I feel like they've gotten some bad information that looked really good at first, but I don't think it's going to pan out. So, yeah, I think that's all I'm going to get for this case. I'm going to call it quits. So, I hope that was helpful. I hope that you enjoyed it. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you thought. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. And you all, please, have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care of yourselves out there. And until next time, I'll see you all later. Bye now.